Michelle Collins. From Cindy Beale to Marilyn's shadow, a star reclaims her spotlight. Michelle Collins is no stranger to transformation. Whether she's shaking up Albert Square as the audacious Cindy Beale or captivating audiences with her piercing honesty in interviews, Michelle is one of those rare actors who continues to evolve, even after decades in the business. And now, at a time when many would be thinking about slowing down, Michelle is doing the opposite. Life is about timing, she says with a knowing grin, sitting down for a candid chat with Inside Soap. I'm about to do my first ever solo stage show, and I can't believe it's actually happening. She's not exaggerating. The show, Motorhome Marilyn, has been in the works for nearly 5 years. What began as a creative itch has now turned into a full-blown theatrical leap, and for Michelle, the moment couldn't be more perfect. A star heads to Edinburgh. This summer, Michelle Collins will step away from the bustling drama of EastEnders and the iconic role of Cindy Beale, taking a temporary break from Walford to make her debut at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, one of the most prestigious and creative stages in the world. Motorhome Marilyn is no ordinary play. A dark, introspective comedy, it tells the story of Denise, a woman who came to Hollywood in the 1980s in search of fame, love, and a glittering future. Today, she lives in a run-down motorhome on the outskirts of Las Vegas, scraping together a living as a Marilyn Monroe impersonator. The glamour she once sought has been replaced by crushing solitude, and the woman behind the glittering blonde wig is lost in a web of nostalgia, failed dreams, and lingering trauma. She left behind a tough life in England, Michelle explains, chasing the American dream like so many others. But it didn't work out. And now she's stuck in this cycle of pretending to be someone else just to survive. It's sad, but also incredibly moving. Denise. Marilyn, memory, and a mirror. For Michelle, Denise's story is more than just a performance, it's personal. There's a rawness to the tale that echoes through her own life, a sense of fragility beneath the laughter and sequins. The lines between past and present, self and performance, fame and failure are all blurred in Motorhome Marilyn, and Michelle embraces those contradictions. She's a woman who never really found herself. The longer she's played Marilyn, the less she knows who Denise actually is, she says, pausing. That's something a lot of women can relate to. We perform every day, as mothers, lovers, professionals, and sometimes we lose track of who we really are underneath. The emotional weight of the role is balanced by its comedy, often bleak, sometimes absurd, but always real. As Denise's story unfolds on stage, audiences are invited into the cluttered chaos of her trailer home, her fading dreams, and her lingering questions about the life she left behind. Cindy versus Denise. Two survivors. Given Michelle's long association with Cindy Beale, the seductive, unpredictable, and endlessly resilient EastEnders icon, it's no surprise that comparisons have been drawn between her soap persona and her new theatrical role. There are definitely parallels, Michelle acknowledges. Denise is more likable in some ways, more vulnerable. Cindy's sharper, more manipulative. But both of them have had dreams that didn't come true. Both have abandonment issues. And both refuse to give up, no matter how hard life gets. She smiles. They're survivors. Cindy and Denise might be flawed, but they're fighters. That's something I love playing, women who've been broken but never beaten. Michelle even jokes that Denise could make an appearance on EastEnders as Cindy's long-lost twin sister. You never know. Cindy's back from the dead already. What's a long-lost sibling? Email stories. As a woman in the entertainment industry with decades of experience under her belt, Michelle is keenly aware of the importance of telling women's stories, especially those of women of a certain age. When Cindy had an affair with Junior, it was so refreshing that the audience didn't question it, she recalls. No one said, why is an older woman with a younger man? And that's huge progress. Michelle believes television, and especially soaps, need to keep pushing for more complex, strong, older female characters. When I was in my 30s, I honestly thought I'd be retired by now, she admits. Or dead, even. But here I am, acting in my 60s, starting new projects, still ambitious, and honestly, probably the happiest I've ever been. Her voice softens. It's important for women to see that we don't expire. We evolve. Reclaiming the spotlight. The road to Motorhome Marilyn wasn't easy. Michelle had first envisioned the play years ago, but life, and work, kept getting in the way. Now, though, she says the delay was a blessing in disguise. This was supposed to happen 5 years ago, she explains, but I wasn't ready. Creatively or personally, I think everything happens when it's meant to, and now feels like the right time. The best time. The show represents something much bigger for her, independence, vulnerability, and the courage to be seen alone. Doing a solo show is terrifying, she admits. It's just me on stage, for an hour, holding the audience. But it's also exhilarating. It's the ultimate challenge for an actor. And Michelle's ready for it. Life beyond Albert Square. Though Motorhome Maryland will see Michelle temporarily step away from EastEnders, she assures fans that Cindy Beale isn't going anywhere. Cindy's a huge part of me now, she laughs. I love her. I love how unpredictable she is. She can be cruel, passionate, desperate, clever, all in one scene. She adds that balancing Cindy and Denise has actually helped her creatively. They're so different, but exploring one helps me understand the other. I think playing Denise will give me even more depth when I come back to Cindy. Michelle is candid about aging in an industry that hasn't always been kind to women past a certain age. But instead of retreating, she's chosen to embrace this chapter of her life, and use her platform to challenge outdated norms. There's this myth that once you're over 50, you're invisible, she says. But that's just not true. I feel more visible now than I did in my 20s, because I know who I am. I'm not trying to fit into anyone's idea of what I should be. She credits her renewed confidence to experience, therapy, and the women she surrounds herself with, both on-screen and off. I work with so many amazing women on EastEnders. And I'm proud of that. More shows need to put women front and center. We're interesting. We've lived a legacy of fearless women. From her earliest days on British television to her current dual life as soap star and solo stage performer, Michelle Collins has always chosen roles that challenge stereotypes and embrace complexity. Whether playing the dangerous Cindy Beale or the heartbroken Denise in Motorhome Maryland, she refuses to be boxed in. Asked how she hopes audiences will feel after seeing her new play, Michelle's answer is simple and powerful. I want them to feel something, she says. Sadness, laughter, recognition, hope. I want them to see a woman who's still fighting, still dreaming, even after the world has knocked her down. She pauses, then smiles. And maybe they'll think of the Marylands in their own lives. The women holding it all together in sequins and silence. The curtain rises. As Michelle heads to Edinburgh this summer, there's a palpable sense that she's entering a new era, not just in her career, but in her identity as an artist. No longer just Cindy Beale. No longer defined by the past. She's creating something new, and doing it entirely on her own terms. I'm not done yet, she says. Not even close. Final thoughts. The power of reinvention. Michelle Collins' career is a masterclass in resilience, reinvention, and refusing to be typecast. From the soap sets of EastEnders to the solo stage of Edinburgh, she continues to surprise us, and herself. Motorhome Maryland may be about a woman living in the shadow of a legend, but Michelle? She's firmly standing in the light.